Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go over to these absolutely disastrous charts for Bitcoin we've got going on. Right, so well, having said that, it's not that absolutely disastrous, to be honest. All that is, the main thing that concerns me is just the speed that we've moved down. That is what initially concerned me with our first move down. It's just the speed it came down, because it's like you can't really expect to move like that just to then all of a sudden reverse and go back up. And then what was looking like a bear flag was indeed a bear flag, and then we got our second leg down. There are a few things that do concern me now, though. One of them is that markets often like to do these moves in threes. So are we getting another leg down? And if we do, I mean, is that just to close the CME gap? And is that what all this was about? Obviously, it wouldn't all have been about that, but could that be what happens? Also, again, the same reason why I was a bit worried about how fast this came down. I mean, this has obviously come down even harder. But obviously it can't keep coming down and coming down. Maybe it can make another leg down, but obviously whilst ever it keeps making legs down, it's getting closer to that final leg down. So and this may be it, it may not be it, so we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, as you guys know, I've been saying for a while, and we've got this level drawn in, and we did speak about it this morning. This level is the important level, for Bitcoin, and I will take you back over to that 2-week chart to show you. Well, you can see it more clearly now. We have that 2-week 9. This just looks like a perfectly reasonable response to the 2-week 9. We have got this important level. We can very easily just play sideways to down based on this 2-week 9, and based on a 2-week 9, we have to expect 2-week candles basically worth of volatility, which is obviously what we're having. So, but like I said, at the moment, as long as, well, in reality, guys, this is the maybe bad news. In reality, as long as we're closing 2-week candles and staying within this range here, I mean, everything still looks good, and this is just a bit of sideways to down after a 2-week 9, and then we can move up. But that leaves us obviously all the time between the close of the 2-week candle and the close of the next one to go wherever we want. Basically, within reason, which could very easily be down to 10,000, and a little bit lower than that is the CME gap, I believe. We'll have a look at it in a sec. So yeah, I mean, that's what we've really got to be cognizant of, guys. We're just playing out. Potentially just playing out this 2-week 9. So we're going to get, well, candles that are just relatively the same size as these candles. I mean, if we look at all these candles, what's an average looking candle? To be honest, this is probably an average looking candle, really. Some are bigger, some are a bit smaller. This is an average candle. How big is this candle from open to close? Open to close, it is about, yeah, it's about 12%. We'll call it 12%. So 12% moves, fine. Within basically within the context of a 2-week chart, and obviously today's basically, that's about what it is, isn't it? Yeah, but I mean, if I took it from the top of the candle to the bottom of the candle, i.e. here down to here, we're looking at basically about a 12-13% move. So yeah, obviously that is the obviously that's not actually all today. That's obviously since the top at this 12k, but yeah. You guys can see where I'm going with this. It's not looking bad until we lose this level, and we can play sideways here, and then we remain bullish. So yeah, like I said, I have been saying all the way along, 10,600 is the main level we got to hold. I mean, we can lose 11,000, and if we did, basically, that's fine. It's not ideal, but realistically, the next target then would be 10,600. But 10,600 is the line in the sand. That is the line in the sand for the bull market. I know some people are thinking, no, it's not. It's the CME gap. Fill the CME gap and come back up. But Well, I've had a think about that, and I've had a look at it, and yeah, I mean it is here. We currently traded today down to say 10,440. The CME gap is, well, to close it to close it. It is basically yeah, it's around the 9,700, so it's another 1,000 points, guys. And yeah, realistically, from 12k to where we are now, roughly 12k to roughly 11k, that's only a thousand dollar move. So you're talking like another 2 days like today, and well, if we get another 2 days like today, then I don't think we're just going to reverse because of this tiny little gap. So, and that kind of tells me that we're not going to get there because we are in an overall bullish trend and will remain in one, I believe. In which case we're not going to have the power to come down to here to fill this and then reverse and then come back up and act like everything's okay. I want to bring you guys back to 2019 because we had a similar gap just here. Look, so we had our sort of consolidation, and then a move up, and yeah, and then you can see we left a big gap down here. And I remember this because I lost basically, I left some orders in the market and I lost 0.8 Bitcoin on this, which was highly annoying. So I have more Bitcoin now than I had then, so it was even more annoying to me then than it would be now, but it would be very annoying to me now, but was very even more annoying to me then. Yeah, so basically I left orders and I just got basically, I had left buy orders in. I basically had some short trades waiting for this. I took some of the trade off before I went to bed, and then I'd had orders in to take all of the profit on this way down, and obviously I didn't take out the corresponding offers and I didn't have them as reduced only on Bitmex, so I got filled on that order and then liquidated on that order. Excellent. Not excellent, but anyway, so my point is we had a nice gap here, and we did have a big savage move down. Is this what we're having now, guys? Are we having a big savage move down that basically then trades up, leaves another gap, trades below it, and then literally just well, trades up and leaves a load more gaps? But I mean, the main takeaway from this is if we are in a bull run is that, yeah, okay, fantastic, this gap got filled, we came down and closed it. This is what the gap boys want. They want like us to basically wick down, come all the way back and resume the bull market. It happened here pretty much. Well done. So here we have another gap. I mean, we fill it and we come all the way down and we don't really get back above it for a good a few more days. And then a gap here, we basically leave it. And then a gap here, which, well, for all intensive purposes, well, it's pretty much putting a top there. So we do fill it. We do fill this gap and move back up. But hey, it doesn't necessarily have to happen straight away. So the fact that we have blasted up, here we go, the fact that we have blasted up away, left ourselves a little gap, doesn't mean we need to fill it now. We don't ever need to necessarily fill it, and we could fill it basically after we've had a big massive bull run and have a corresponding basically bubble pop. So that is kind of what I'm thinking out there. Obviously alts got hammered today. Look at these guys, just absolutely look at it. I mean, BTC dominance has not actually gone up that much, but obviously all these alts are hammered, absolutely hammered. Yeah, it's a sea of red, an absolute sea of red there. Also, right, so we're going to talk about the NASDAQ. We're going to talk about this awful day we're having in stock markets and cryptocurrency and gold and silver, bearing in mind gold is still $26.50, so it's not too bad. But we have been talking about this NASDAQ, if it does indeed want to load. I was talking about it, saying, look, we're just at the top of the range, we can either come down or trade sideways, but basically our aim is now the bottom of this range. This is the daily 21 that we've nearly got to. I mean, we've nearly got to the daily 21. That literally tells you how present insignificant this move is. We have not even tagged the daily 21, and we haven't tagged the bottom of this trend line, and all we've really done is we overextended our way above and we came back down. Look, we did it before here. We overextended our way well above and we came back down, overextended our way well above, and then we came back down, and numerous times we basically got to it. I mean, this is where it first started. I mean, we couldn't really count this, but yeah, numerous times we've actually tagged it, come all the way back down, tagged it, come all the way back down, tagged it, come all the way back down, nearly got to it, come all the way back down. So I mean, stock markets, until we break these and start basically trading like in areas like this, then there's nothing wrong here, guys. Like there is literally no stock market crash underway at the moment. Obviously it will start at some point, and it will start from somewhere, and this could be it. But the trend is your friend. The trend is your trend is your friend. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is this just going to be the 9th iteration, and not the final one? That is what we will have to see. So yeah, basically, Bitcoin obviously likes to move a bit more viciously. Bitcoin has obviously had a double whammy. One of them, it was a strengthening dollar, which is subsequently not really strengthening anymore. And then obviously after the dollar then started to not keep strengthening, we got whacked by a stock market sell-off. So yeah, kickers while we're down, kickers crypto guys while we're down, that's basically what the market's doing. It's like, well, here's some dollar strength, and we'll take away the dollar strength and we'll just give you some stock market weakness instead. Both things that are going to have a downward pressure on Bitcoin. So here is our initial dollar strength. Dollar strength moved down, and here is our stock market moved down. Thank you very much, guys. Now can we have some dollar weakness, which we're starting to get a little bit of, and stock market strength again. And believe me, guys, they're going to start buying the stock market up. Basically, when the stock market crashes, it's game over, and these guys are just, it's like that's the game over. So whilst ever we're still in the game, it's just buy, and they will still keep buying. If that makes sense to you guys. I mean, realistically, there's no problem with buying with all they've got, because they're basically all in this system, in this financial system, which is basically the stock market. I mean, I will have a look at the stochastics, but I mean, it's pretty obvious what is going to be going on with the stochastics. 4 hour, pretty deep, looking to turn back over. 10 hour, pretty deep. 12 hour on its way down. 12 hour obviously called this, as we know. 12 hours are fantastic. So if you look at the date, the 12 hour topped out. Well, first and second, let's have a look. First and, well, second it started to come down, the initial move down. Yeah, so literally first, which was when it started to turn down, at basically resistance. What happened? We came down. 12 hour stokes are very good for calling price action. Daily was looking to come back up, but it's turned back down. I mean, this is basically what I'm kind of expecting. Obviously, things are going to be turning down, and we just got to make sure this weekly turns back up. I mean, to be honest though, I mean, all this really is going to, if this keeps coming down, it's going to coincide with basically with a break of 10,600, a break, and then just lower prices, and that's basically will be that. It was nice knowing you guys, and we will start analyzing something else. Maybe gold and silver companies like the little juniors, they can be the new crypto. Yeah, we'll just do that. So we got options, guys. Do you know what I mean? We can move our capital where we want. We are footloose and fancy free. Yeah, just back to the charts. We'll get off this weekly chart, because yeah, we'll get off this weekly. We will look at this 4 hour. Obviously, this is a ferocious move down. I often see moves come in threes. We bear flag this out, move down. We are at a very important level. Do I expect maybe some sort of an attempt to get the gap? Maybe. I just don't. I mean, you'd have to be a Bitcoin bear whale to try and aim for that gap, because you would worry about what you're doing to the overall trend if you do manage to basically succeed at that. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you will obviously capitulate a lot of people, because a lot of people will have the line drawn in the sand at 10,600 pretty clearly. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I believe the whales, we were talking about it down here, were desperate to try and get us down to 8,600, and they couldn't manage it, and then we basically slingshot to the upside when they basically gave up. If you guys remember back then. So yeah, I mean, maybe we're gonna play around this zone. Maybe we're gonna form this new zone of 10,000. Basically around 10,005. We'll just call it 10,005 for ease, but yeah, it's the 10,600, 10,500. It's this box. Maybe we're going to just play a new range of 10.5 to 11.5. I got no real issues with that. Yeah, it will be fine. It will be a potentially a great time for altcoins again if we just trade sideways like we did here. We could form a new golden zone for basically altcoins, and it will just be this zone here. That could potentially, we're gonna be what we're gonna have go on. So obviously that is a good optimistic scenario, because like I said, we've got a lot of momentum here to the downside, guys. We have got a lot of momentum. So this is basically catching a falling knife. If you are trying to say, well, okay, this is the low and I'm going to buy now. Yeah, I mean, what would normally happen is you'd get some more sideways. If we're going to reverse back up and then eventually reverse back up, it's not likely we're just going to get a move straight back. So yeah, we got to watch this carefully now, because we are at that point. We are at that line in the sand. So yeah, we just got to be careful. But yeah, that's it, guys. I do think if the dollar keeps weakening, this will get stocks back up. Stocks literally don't concern me at all. There is nothing concerning about this move. This is just a staircase elevator shaft. Basically staircase elevator shaft. It's just how markets are. Even this move, staircase elevator shaft. It's just how markets move. Could this be the start of a move? Yes, of course. But if you start trading everything as it's basically the start of a big move, well, if you'd done that, you'd have been. If you were basically buying the highs thinking we're going to break out and selling the lows thinking we're going to break down, all this trend, you basically got absolutely wiped out. And all you really should have been doing was the exact opposite, selling the top and buying the lows. So if you're going to basically think this is it, I'm going to sell this low, yeah, you may be right this one time, but have you been doing it all along? Will you continue to keep doing it if you're wrong? How long will your funds last? Is that a good way to trade? Not really, guys, not really. So anyway, there we go. That is it, guys. So remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. At the moment, we don't need to basically give up on crypto, because we are holding 10,600. That is basically my line in the sand. But if we break that, we close that CME gap, and then we wick back up, and we back up pretty quickly. That would also be okay. It's not really what I'm looking for, an ideal scenario, but if that scenario happens, then yeah, that will still be okay. But anything other than those two scenarios, i.e. sustained price action below here, it's not good, guys. It is not good. So yeah, Bitcoin has got decisions to make. So right, there we go, guys. Thanks for listening. Yeah, again, not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll speak to you guys in the morning.